evening, everyone, and welcome to an all-new episode of A Closer Look. I'm Arabina Apia. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, I think I'm about to age myself here, but for the sake of this episode, let me start by saying that it's been about 23, 24 years since I have had to wake up to get ready for school or to get anyone else ready for school. But if we're being honest, the energy is the same. Today, across the Bahamas, students return to the classroom buzzing with first-day nerves and excitement. Teachers, on the other hand, were welcoming students, laying the ground rules, sparking curiosity, and readying their classes for the year ahead. The focus this year is on strengthening the system that supports all of that. That looks like the reintroduction of the National Breakfast Program, the introduction of modern technology and renewable energy reshaping campuses, and the priority is clear: building an education system that is stronger, smarter, and built for the future. Tonight, our team takes you inside those efforts. We'll visit schools across the island, and later I'll be joined right here on set by the minister shaping that responsibility. It's the first day of school in the new school year, and it's time to take a closer look.
Led by the Ministry of Energy Transport and the Road Traffic Department, the School Crossing Patrol Program is designed to keep our students safe and strengthen road safety culture in the Bahamas. The primary responsibility is to ensure safety of students as they travel to and from school.
So it's important that we have this cohort to help our children get in and out of school in as safe way as possible. I'm happy to know not only that we're helping our kids, but we also giving employment to our citizens and our Bahamian alike.
I would tell each and every driver, be vigilant, be careful, be attentive, put the phones down.
Traffic accident figures are alarming, and while efforts are being made to address this trend, we must, as drivers and pedestrians, take personal accountability. Because road safety is a collective responsibility and a serious national concern.
Welcome back. I'm Arabina Apia, and this is A Closer Look. The first day of school is always full of moving parts. Students settling into routines, parents watching closely, and teachers finding their new rhythm. Behind it all is the work done to make sure that schools open ready and are able to carry the weight of the new year. To see how that all played out, we go to our very own Preston Ferguson Jr., who spent some time in the classroom and caught up with the people living it. Preston?
As schools prepare to open across the Bahamas, we take a closer look to see what all upgrades students and teachers can look forward to for the academic school year.
Across the country, the Ministry of Education says this year marks a significant step forward in preparing students for the future. From infrastructural improvement to new programs and policies, officials say the changes will strengthen classrooms both on New Providence and the Family Islands.
We have over 160 schools, and it has been a deliberate, purposeful effort on behalf of the Davis administration to look at conditions at all of our schools, physical conditions, and to strategically redevelop as we go along.
Deputy Director of Education Michael Colmer says one key focus is ensuring students are supported in all ways as they matriculate through the educational system.
One of the things that the Ministry of Education has been doing is providing greater support systems. There has been the Student Success Maker that Minister and Ministry of Education, Department of Education has been working with. And what it's been doing is identifying our students' needs and encouraging our students with additional support through those success coaches at various schools.
At the school level, Principal of Government High School, Ms. Tavia Roll, tells us how the school upgrades speak to the government's commitment to educational advancement.
We have quite a number of redevelopment projects that speaks to the commitment from our government and the Ministry of Education to our society of ensuring that we have first-class and world-class facilities to educate our Bahamian children.
From infrastructural upgrades, new amenities, and a thirst for education, students can look forward to a myriad of upgrades that'll help them succeed this upcoming school year. Reporting for A Closer Look, I'm Preston Ferguson Jr.
Thanks, Preston. Looks like the new school year is off to a great start. But beyond getting the students back into the classroom, the real question is, What will they be learning once they sit down? This year, the new curriculum is being shaped with an eye on the future, blending core academics with skills that prepare students for the work, technology, and our changing world. Our correspondent Krishna Russell takes us inside the classroom to see how that's unfolding. Krishna?
This year, high schoolers across the country are set to benefit from the revision of the history curriculum, supported by a new textbook toward a common loftier goal, a history text for secondary schools. As thousands of students return to the classroom, the Ministry of Education is rolling out major revisions to the national curriculum. Therese Carey Curry, head of the curriculum division at the ministry, said the impact of the revisions is expected to have significant results.
Grades 10, 11, and 12 curriculum will come out in September of this year. In addition to that, we have its junior complement, that is the social studies curriculum, that we are working on the final tier of that particular curriculum. We would have engaged a consultant for the performing arts, and we would have facilitated a course in arts integration. So we're looking at integrating arts across the curriculum. We would have started with Junkanoo, Jump into Junkanoo, which is January of this school year. We will continue with Rake and Scrape. We would have downsized the offerings of subjects for lower primary students so that we focus on literacy and numeracy.
One of the most anticipated additions this year is a brand new history textbook towards a common loftier goal, named as such by the Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hanna Martin. There's been no revisions to the history curriculum in more than 40 years, according to Perline Baker Lewis, Assistant Director responsible for the Humanities Section, Curriculum and Supervision at the Ministry of Education.
Many people don't understand Bahamian history. They know a lot about European history. They know a lot about America. This book is a great sell. It's a great read, and it will allow not only students, parents, community leaders to have an appreciation of communities on family islands, get to understand our relationships in the region, and it would help us to understand who we are as a people.
With this new curriculum, students are set to gain a better understanding of who we are and where we come from. For a closer look, I'm Krishna Russell. Back to you on the desk.
Stay with us. A closer look continues on the other side of the break.
The Bahamas Polytechnic and Accreditation Training Hub is an institute of career and technical excellence. Our aspiration is that through having entered the Bahamas Polytechnic and Training Hub, students will leave prepared to either be entrepreneurs or prepared to enter the world of work. Each student has the opportunity to earn 6 credentials, professional certifications, in addition to their national examinations. Let's level up. Let's do it together. Bring them in. We'll get them trained. We'll get them out. Let's change the world starting here, starting soon.
Welcome back. Inside classrooms, education officials are expanding a skills-first model under the ministry's Career and Technical Education Division. Students are getting early exposure across technology, climate-smart agriculture, and technical trades through the primary CTE clusters, as well as the school's agriculture program. It means that more projects, more problem-solving, and more learning that sticks. April Sands tells us more.
The Ministry of Education CTE program allows high school students to have hands-on training and gives them a jump start into their industry-focused careers.
The Ministry of Education is strengthening opportunities for students through its Career and Technical Education Program, better known as CTE. The initiative is designed to prepare young people for the workforce and equip them with practical skills in areas ranging from technology to agriculture.
So the areas that fall under CTE would be your agricultural sciences, which I am responsible for, and then you have your technical studies. The technical study areas would be your carpentry, your plumbing, your welding, your electrical installation, construction trades, all of those things are mechanics, engineering. So those would be your technical studies areas. and then there's family and consumer sciences.
The program also includes a unique partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, introducing students to food security and sustainable farming. Earlier this year, the two ministries launched the Agricultural Cadets Program, where young cadets are trained in modern farming techniques, livestock care, and environmental stewardship.
We're going to roll out 12 programs, 12 programs within public schools throughout the country. So New Providence, Grand Bahama, Cat Island, Eleuthera, and Abaco. So those islands will have the first agricultural science cadet program. So you've heard of the nursing cadets, you've heard of the technical cadets, you've heard of the police cadets, you've heard of the defense force cadets. Now you've heard of the teachers cadets. Now we're going to have an agricultural science cadet. So we're meeting the needs of the country. Food security is important, and we're going to meet that need.
Officials say the program not only encourages innovation, but also helps shape the next generation of leaders in national development.
And with the launch of the Agricultural Cadets, CTE is planting seeds throughout the various industries for the next generation. Reporting for A Closer Look, I'm April Sandsmith.
Thanks so much, April. Outside the classroom, we took the pulse from the people that matter most, parents, teachers, and students, on how Day One landed, what felt strong, and what they wish didn't happen. Erin Scavella has the street check in this next report.
A new school year is here, and with it comes fresh curriculums, initiatives, and programs designed to elevate education across the Bahamas. Tonight, we're taking a closer look on the go as we hear from administration, parents, and students on how they prepare for the school year ahead. For administrators, the start of a school year is about much more than academics. It's about shaping the characters of tomorrow and inspiring consistent growth.
Our hope for our staff and our students this year is to extend into new things, take education to new levels, reach and to places that we've never done before, places we've never been, doing things, experiencing things.
And as they reflect on the road ahead, educators are sharing messages of encouragement for students stepping into a brand new year.
My encouragement to you is stay focused. Do not allow anything to distract you from what you are attaining this year or what you aspire to attain.
Meanwhile, parents are focused on helping their children prepare during the back-to-school rush.
What I advise parents to do is don't wait for the last minute to purchase school items. As soon as that book list is given out, try and get those items as quickly as possible.
For students, back to school isn't just about textbooks and formulas, but also about reconnecting with friends, stepping into new experiences, and learning life skills that reach far beyond the classroom.
This year, I'm excited to learn how to speak Spanish better.
I am excited to learn music so I can get better on how to play.
This year, I'm ready to embrace a mindset of growth and productivity, not only within myself, but my entire student body.
As the academic year begins, students, teachers, and parents alike will be navigating new policies, programs, and opportunities aimed at shaping the future of education nationwide. Here's to wishing everyone a successful and productive school year ahead. For A Closer Look on the Go, I'm Erin Scavella.
When we return, we're joined in studio by both the Minister and the Director of Education for a conversation I know you won't want to miss, so stay tuned.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force is one of the most unique professions because it allows you to work in almost every field.
For the police, I fly the unmanned aerial vehicles.
Because I always had an interest in forensic science.
The most interesting area that I would have been exposed to would have been the fire prevention section. It's so much you can pursue.
I get to serve my community and my people every day. Log on to our webpage. There's information about the recruitment process and all of our various departments.
The state of education remains one of the country's most pressing issues. And from what we've seen so far tonight, it's clear that a renewed focus is being placed on not only what our young people are learning, but how they're learning it. Joining me now in studio are two women who play an integral role in making sure that those two elements align. Please welcome to the show the Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hanna Martin, and the Director of Education, Dominique McCartney Russell.
Thank you very
welcome
much.
To
Pleasure
the show,
to be here.
Thank you for being here. So, Minister, let's start with you. Can you start by giving us a general overview of what parents, teachers, what stakeholders can expect during this new academic year?
Well, the first requirement, we would want all of them hands on deck, because all of our research has shown, and we did local research at the University of the Bahamas, is that all of those stakeholders that you mentioned play a pivotal role in the outcome of education, in particular parents. And so the expectation that I would have, not that what they would have, that I would have, is that they would all be active participants. But in terms of what their expectations would be, it would be on our part that we have a number of initiatives going. Where I say it, all engines are blaring. Teachers are working hard, administrators are working hard, the ministry and the director, they're working hard, permanent secretary, and we have a number of initiatives that we are going to continue to seek to redress some of the historic issues that we've seen lingering in education in this country.
Mm-hmm. Director, if I may, what are some of the key priorities that the ministry has set this year to ensure that schools are fully prepared for the year ahead?
Well, our team members and certainly our partners, they're all hands on deck, making sure, first of all, that we attain the teachers that we need through our job fairs. We are also conducting repair work. We have held training in hazard mapping, crisis management for our team members. We've had conclave for administrators. We're going into conclave next week with our teachers. And so we're all hands on deck, making sure that everything is ready for the school opening, including the support through the procurement of curriculum materials.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you brought up the curriculum. Are there any updates to the national curriculum that the public should be aware of?
To be quite honest, there are at least 20 reform efforts. Wow. 20. We're focused on always literacy and numeracy. Those are some historic issues, and so we want to make sure that all of our children have the foundational skills. And so there's a major focus on pull-out programs, there's a focus on intervention programs, and connecting with our partners who help us to support students and their literacy and numeracy foundational skills. We're also focused on TVET, providing greater access, greater pathways for success for our students. We've held a number of focus groups with our students, and they've been saying to us, this is what we want. Mm-hmm. These are our interests, these are where our needs are, our abilities, and so we're focused on providing various pathways to success. You will see pools in schools, you will see a new history text, new history curriculum. We're focused on expanding the PE offering as well, because some of our students are excellent athletes, and we want to ensure that their needs are met as well.
Wow, Minister, those are some major changes. How is the ministry supporting teachers in terms of training and resources and professional development to really help push those initiatives along?
Well, we had, some time ago, we did a survey of teachers, because who would know better than what's happening, how they feel about the industry, than the teachers themselves. And so we were able to glean a number of insights into the issues that teachers are concerned about. And one of them was the opportunity for professional development. As a consequence of that, we developed a portal in our LMS, which allows teachers to go in and to make offerings for where they would like to go for professional development, or offering to provide for professional development. And grants are provided. I think they're about
250,000.
250,000 is the global budget. And so we've been able to assist so many teachers in professional development. We're also seeking to improve physical conditions. One of the tough issues now is cooling of classrooms, and I'm in a discussion now with Ministry of Finance how to address that. We're improving safety on the campus with a number of initiatives, including Student ID, which is rolling out a more redeveloped security program in conjunction with the security and our resource police officers. And so we're seeking to just ensure an overall global environment in which teachers and students and administrators feel a sense of well-being, a space in which they can really come to the core enterprise, which is the delivery of education, instruction, and human well-being.
You both have spoken to, all of these initiatives, which will generally speak to student well-being. Are there any specific initiatives put in place this year to support students in terms of their mental health and extracurricular growth as well?
I know you want to speak about that.
Restorative practices. We allow our children to participate in their self-regulation. And so that means that they get to, say how they feel, they get to participate in circle time, they get to participate in small group individual counseling sessions. We also provide anger management support systems. We provide conflict resolution supports, and certainly we ensure that they get access to counseling opportunities with our professionals who are there to support their needs. Students are able to come out of the classroom, sit with a counselor, and get the support that they need. And so we've, as Minister indicated, expanded the hiring process, and we've also we have an initiative called, Through My Eyes, mental health. And so students get to express themselves, but they also get to learn they get to develop their coping toolkit. And so coping mechanisms and strategies that would support them with complex emotions.
The other thing I want to add to that also, the other side of the coin, we're raising teacher awareness when they see certain signs to be able to, seek interventions where they see warning signs or issues of concern.
Can we talk a little bit about how technology is going to be integrated into this new school year? What sort of digital learning, tools are we implementing this school year?
This is something I feel very strong about, because the one thing I don't want is the Bahamas to fall behind in this digital necessity. I was going to say revolution, but I think if we don't have that, it's a necessity now. It's everywhere and everything. And so we have just, we have a couple of things going on. We have just agreed an IDB grant for the training of teachers and students, and that's supposed to start in September. And then we're working with the Ministry of Finance for a more sustained effort to integrate technology into the classroom in terms of all of the learning modalities. And so this is now a very key focus. The other issue of concern, and we've been discussing it, is the issue of artificial intelligence. And I was just testing it along with a family member, and they put in my name for AI in a particular site. Wrong date of birth, wrong ministry. You have to be very careful with artificial intelligence, and students have to be very savvy and discerning, and teachers. But we also know it's a tool that can be utilized valuably in the expedition of education. So it's that balance, and so we're seeking to develop a policy. I don't know if you want to
we have a draft policy already. We held focus groups again with our students, and the question was asked, should AI be in education? The students like, we're already using AI, and so the policy really is geared around the safe use of the AI, and certainly to ensure that we maintain academic integrity, and students are cognizant of the information that they consume, and we want them to be protected, to protect their personal information and to use it safely. And so the policy is in draft, and so we're excited to advance that.
In our final few moments, looking ahead for both of you, what are you most excited about this year and for the future of education in the Bahamas? Minister?
This is something I said from day one, and it proved to be a lot more challenging than I anticipated. The one thing we know is our children are gifted. There's no debate about it. But somehow, through the process, we're not able to get the yield that we should from the raw material that our children represents. So that is why we have so many initiatives underway, so many things. And one of the key issues is literacy. But it's not just in the Bahamas. I listen to other jurisdictions in the region and elsewhere. This has somehow become an issue in educational systems. But we're not going to be victims to that. And so we're bringing very strong support to ensure our children can read and write and analyze. That's the foundation. Once they have that, they can do anything. So I'm excited because I know that the efforts that are underway, the intentions of our educators, the energy being put behind the initiatives, the work that is underway, and it is such a sincere effort. I believe, I'm excited because I believe that we are going to see a turnaround.
Well, I'm excited about the experiential learning opportunities for our children. We've engaged the entire village. We are in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. We're in partnership with the Literacy Association. We're in partnership with parents and with churches, just to ensure that all of us are focused on those children, that they get the opportunity not just to engage in passive learning, but active learning, participatory, personalized, robust opportunities. Students want that. We call them our clients, and we want to wow our clients. And we've seen that last year where staff were welcoming them on to the campuses, and they went all out. That's the kind of environment we want to create, where children love learning. They love to come to school. We're at 93% in terms of attendance, but we want 100%, and we believe through those efforts we're going to ensure that every single child in every classroom and every school gets the opportunity to have the best experiences in our classrooms.
And just to add on what the director just said, I am very excited about the Polytechnic on Wolf Road, because this is going to raise up the technical and vocational learning and training that is really the mainstream of our economy, and that somehow in our educational system has become sidelines, a secondary, lesser something. And we are now learning that's not correct. And we're doing a huge disadvantage to our economy and to our young people. And so that Polytechnic now is going to fill a void that has been existing in our educational system, that will raise to the fore technical and vocational education for our young people, and that will provide them with certifications so that they're able to go immediately into the workforce or go to higher tertiary education. And I'm so excited because I believe there are so many passionate young people, and there's been no outlet for that passion. And that Polytechnic will represent a legitimate outlet for these young people.
That's amazing. Well, ladies, I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. We always welcome you back. I'm sure we'll have more conversations to have as the school year continues. So thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's more of a closer look right after this, so stay tuned. Education sits at the center of nearly every national debate because it decides what kind of future is possible. As you've learned tonight, adjustments to the curriculum, the emphasis on skill-building programs, and considerations about how our students learn in addition to what they learn means that our future is looking brighter than ever. At the end of the day, education stakeholders are working toward the creation of a system that delivers consistency, relevance, and the chance for every single student to succeed. That is the standard against which all of this will be judged. In part 2, we take that question a little bit further. We look at the opportunities that students carry beyond the classroom and the pathways that turn education into mobility and help shape the country's workforce. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Arabina Apia, and I'll be back next week with a closer look at the stories that matter most to you. Good night, everyone.